So now it's time to export our base color texture. Actually, this is a diffuse one because it has lights, highlights, shadows, AOs baked on it. So let's go to the file, export textures. As you can see, it has its own hotkey. Let's open it. And my suggestion for this one is to create our custom output templates. So let's go to the output templates panel. Let's click plus icon. Let's rename it properly, like Handpaint, like this one. And as we don't have any opacity or alpha channel in our project, let's pick RGB channel. And let's switch to from PNG to JPEG because, as I mentioned before, we don't have any alpha channel in our project, and just to switch into JPEG, it will decrease the overall size of our texture. And if you will have some huge game and or a huge project with a big amount of object with textures and loads, it will tremendously decrease the overall size of your project. So keep that in mind and always try to stick with the size and performance of your game or project actually. So JPEG 8 bits, it's pretty good. Let's drag and drop base color to our RGB channel like this one. And the next one, what I want to copy it from other templates is this one preset. It is a template texture set over here. And maybe let's add our custom text like a div at the end. So this text can be anything you want. This is a hard-coded. I just add the underscore div. It means that this will be a diffuse texture. And this one template, it contains the link to our texture set name over here. So while exporting the texture, it will replace this link with this texture set name. Actually, we can name it like this, Wildman Dragora. Yeah, like this one. And this is more hard-coded stuff. And but this is not a good approach at all because maybe sometime later you will rename this texture set list and it will not have any impact on this output maps while exporting. So please keep that in mind and try to work properly. Actually, we have a super simple example with only one texture set and with only one exported channel. But for example, if you will have 5 or 6 texture sets, and maybe every texture set have, I don't know, for example, like this one, 6 channels. So this will be a really pain in the ass to rename it and hard code it by your hand. So just always try to have a links in your output maps names. So like this one. So the next one, what I want to play with is some settings of export textures. So this is the output directory, actually the place where your texture will be saved. Output template, let's pick our just previously created Handpaint output template. This is over here. And file type, you can actually override the file type if you wish, but we set up properly our file type and the bits depths over here in our template. So let's stick with this for now. And the size, this is actually the size of our texture over here. I'm pretty happy with the size of our texture, 2K. So let's leave as default. The only thing that I want to play is just to show the difference between, in case you don't know, with the different type of padding. So this is dilation infinity. This is default option for every Substance Painter project. So let's try to export it. Let's export, let's save it. And for example, let's rename it. This is dilation infinity, like this one. And let's try maybe 2 more other option. For example, this one, dilation plus transparent. And this option will provide black backdrop to the our UV map if you don't have any alpha or channel attached to it. So maybe for this case, let's increase just for visibility comparison maybe to 24 pixels. It doesn't matter. And maybe export one more time. This is a transparent. Yeah, this is a transparent. like this one, and let's export one more option was diffusion that I'm pretty happy with, and I always export with this option, and I will show you in a minute why. So let's decrease maybe to 4 pixel, and let's export one more time. Let's save it. And this one, and as you can see, while save this one, the last texture we saved, and as you can see, we have a correctly name of our texture set. This is Mandragora, and this is our hard-coded text, that suffix that we add at the end. So let's name it, like, I don't know, diffusion, like this one. And let's take a look at them and the difference between them. So let's open in any image editor. So this is the diffusion options property while exporting, and I'm pretty happy with this the most, because actually, as you can see, we have the visibility of every UV island, and it has a nice blur transition between every UV island, and yeah, actually it looks more pretty in my opinion. Doesn't matter at all. This don't have any impact on your texture and maybe some performance or maybe size, but this is only you prefer how it looks. So this is a diffusion option. This is infinity option, and as you can see, it adds some kind of transition between different UV islands, and I don't like it, because as we compare with the diffusion option, sometimes you don't really understand where the UV island starts, where ends. But I just want to repeat one more time that this not have any impact on your performance or visibility of your texture on your 3D model. So this is the last one. This is a transparent option, and if you don't have any alpha channel in your texture, so it will only add the black color as a backdrop. And as you can see over here, we have the really thick outline above every UV island, and this is 24 pixels. This is actually the size of this outline, and sometimes this is pretty useful when you will have, for example, a different kind of loads for your model, and to avoid some issues on your outline of every UV island, you want to play with the size of this padding option. So let's close it, and I'm actually just want to delete this too, because I'm pretty happy with this option. Yeah, like this one. And this is actually it. We export our texture properly, and I hope you will get some maybe new stuff from this tutorial. And see you in the last part of our tutorial in the brief one. So see you there. Bye.